talk basketball and volleyball on this week's show. We begin with men's basketball player Lachlan Anderson. Lachlan, you played 25 games your first 2 years. New coach, new opportunity. You've made the most of it. Started some of the games, played about 20 minutes. You've got to feel like the hard work's paid off. Tell me about your trip from off the bench to actually really being a big contributor.
Yeah, I used the first 2 years as motivation and time to work hard and just get better at my craft. And this year, it's really paying off. You know, getting to play the game I love and be out there with my teammates and support everyone is great. So it's helped.
Yes, he's from Sydney, Australia. We've had a couple of punters from Australia, a great runner from Australia, now a basketball player. Growing up, you played 6 years of soccer. When did the light go on, hey, I can play basketball as well?
I'd always played basketball, but when I started growing and getting taller and more athletic, I realized that it was the sport for me. I was too uncoordinated for soccer. I was tripping over my feet too much, so it ended up being basketball is the way to go. And
I know it's a long way around the globe to get here to Richmond, Kentucky, but I would assume it's been a real experience that's helped you mature as a young man as well.
Yeah. Well, coming from Sydney as such a big city and then coming down to Richmond, it was definitely a culture shock to start off with. And then living without family and friends and just starting new was just one of those things I had to do by myself. And from there, it really just built me as a person. So it's been good. One thing that you have done is you've been very active in the press. Coach Hamilton likes that. And also, you've been good. I think you're third right now on the team at rebounding. So that hustle has been kind of your MO from what I've seen. Yeah, I just go out and play hard. It doesn't matter if my shots fall, if I'm doing other things. I can score zero, I can have 0 points, and that doesn't faze me. As long as I have the rebounds that we need, steals that we need, just bring the energy every day. It's going to help us. So, what's it been like playing with your good friend and teammate Nick Mayo? It's been great. He's such a great player, and we've been such good friends for the last 3 years. And it's great to see him succeeding and becoming better himself every day, so it's awesome. You've been able to go with Nick a couple of times up to his home in northern Maine, so they're close to the ocean. Yeah. A little different in northern Maine along the ocean than it is in Sydney. What's the difference? It's cold. It's very cold. It's a major culture shock again, just going up there and seeing snow, and it snowed like a bunch in Christmas when I went up there, but when I went up in the summer it was nice as well. It was just a nice small town on the beach, things like that, so it was cool. Well, the team is right around 500, off to an 0-2 start. You have a brutal schedule. First 4 games on the road. Lose at Austin, play really a tight game against a very good Murray State team. A roaring crowd. What an atmosphere. You guys just couldn't quite hold on at the end after you had a 12-point lead. Yeah. What was the key in that game? We just came out and played hard. Coach said just leave it all out on the floor, shock the world, and we came out and we played as hard as we could. I feel like there were some small mistakes at the end, but I feel like we overall played a really good game, and it showed the young guys what the conference was about and could see that we could really do this. 18 games in the conference, so it's just the start. You're 0-2, yes, but Tennessee State on Thursday, Belmont on Saturday, 2 more opportunities, and it is a marathon, not a sprint. What's the message been from the coaches about how you approach these games this week? Just continue to play hard, work hard through the week, get that extra work in, realize what the feeling was after the last 2 games of how it was to lose, and move that into a win. So it's been good. The coaches always have our backs, and we're ready to go to war with them. I've talked to your mom and dad. I met them when they were over in Manhattan when we played in New York City last year, a couple of years ago. And then on social media, they said one of the terms from Australia is bloody ripper. So when you hit a 3 and it's nothing but net, is bloody ripper a good description? Yeah, but bloody ripper is a pretty funny one. What's it mean? It's just like good on you, good job. Good on ya. That's another one, I guess. Yeah, but a lot of bloody rippers the rest of the year then. Yeah, that's good. Good luck the rest of the year, Lachlan. Thank you. Lachlan Anderson from Sydney, Australia, a junior on the men's basketball team. Here's what's ahead for the Colonels this week. Both games in the city of Nashville. Tennessee State and EKU tips 8:30 Eastern time on Thursday. Then Belmont, 6 o'clock. Eastern time on Saturday. We'll have the coverage at 100.7 FM. You can find us on the TuneIn app, also streaming live at EKUsports.com. Both games also on ESPN+. When we come back, we'll shift gears and talk about women's basketball here on Inside EKU Sports.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
Is Pickle struggling to get up and down the stairs?
No. Why?
Does she cough a lot or often experience shortness of breath?
No.
Does she hang out with the wrong crowd of dogs?
Say what?
I'm afraid Pickles here is a smoker.
When you smoke, your pet smokes. Quit Now Kentucky offers you the free help you need to quit tobacco. To learn more, text QUIT KY to 797979.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
We talk women's basketball now, and with junior Catie Kaifes has joined us. Catie, you come from a basketball family, number one, but your dad played football, so an athletic family. How's that impacted you as you've come through junior college and now to EKU?
It's just motivated me to play my best that I can do on and off the court.
It's really neat because your dad played football at SMU. So how did the rest of the family become basketball players?
We've just really enjoyed watching basketball as a family, playing together. I don't really watch football, so not as interested.
So you are the second oldest, but you did have one brother that played football. He's a senior at Pittsburgh State. You said he's the long snapper. Is the older brother the guy that kind of leads the family as far as sports? I mean, is he the role model, or?
You could say that, yeah. But we all changed directions from him to basketball, so I don't know. And
then the brother that's just younger than you, he's just signed, played for a pretty good basketball team, starts for Loyola of Chicago, who had that magical run. So I would assume there's been some pretty good playground battles between you and him over the years.
Oh, for sure.
So tell me about how he has been on the court. What's he done to help you?
He's done a lot. We play one-on-one, usually in the summer together to battle. A lot of competition. And then your younger sister is just signed. She's a high school senior, and she's going to Marquette. I assume that she looks up to you. I mean, what advice do you give her about her next step into college? Just play her game and focus on school and being the best person on and off the court. You were an all-region player at State Fair Community College in Missouri last year. You make the transition to Division I this year. What's the change been like? I mean, how tough is it? It's a different level of basketball, I know. It definitely is. I think it's faster than what it was at JUCO, and being able to sit down and defend is my main goal. You're a pretty good outside shooter. Thank you. I look at you as the number 2 shooter, I think, as far as makes at 18. That part of the game, is that your MO? Is that where you're best, or do you feel like that's just an element of your game? I think that's my best, and then also getting in and rebounding is also a main focus. The team has gone off to an 0-2 start against 2 good teams in Austin Peay and Murray State. What has Coach Roberts said to you as you head towards Nashville for 2 games, against a Tennessee State team on Thursday that hasn't won a game this year, and then against Belmont, who had just won 47 games in a row in the OVC before getting upset by Tennessee Tech the other night? What's been her point to you about how important this Nashville trip is? We just need to stay locked in and hope to get these 2 dubs over this weekend. So when you talk about staying locked in, I know how hard you play. I've watched. What I've seen, and it happened in the 2 conference games, is you have that one stretch of the game where the other team will have a run. I think at Austin Peay it was 21-2, and then Murray and Eastern Kentucky were in a tight game. You were ahead, and then Murray had a little bit of a run to take a lead. Where does that need to change? What's Coach said about that? Just keeping our intensity level up and being able to focus more in and just keep playing our game. You've gotten in the starting lineup. Is that different for you now that you start? Not really. She just says keep playing and focus on the keys of the game.
Occupational therapy is your major. What do you want to do with that major?
Either work in a hospital or at a school.
So that's probably going to require grad school. I guess you're
Yes.
locked in to know that the education won't end at the end of your 2 more years. What's it been like to balance the book part of it, the academic part of it as a student athlete, and play the game at this level as well?
I just need to stay on top of my schoolwork and do a lot of study hours and focus in.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it, Catie. Catie Kaifes with the EKU women's basketball team. Here's the schedule for the Colonels at Tennessee State, 6:30 Thursday, and then over at Belmont for a 4 o'clock Eastern start time against the Bruins. We'll have the coverage at Y 92.5 as well as 1340 AM, and it's on ESPN Plus as well. When we come back, we'll meet the new women's volleyball coach at EKU here on Inside EKU Sports.
Listen up. If you're a tobacco user, I've got one word for you. Quit. Quit. And I'm not just talking about smoking either. I'm talking about vaping. I'm talking about chewing or whatever. Now, nobody says quitting is gonna be easy, but I'm here to tell you, you can do it. You just have to believe in yourself. If you need help, talk to the folks over at Quit Now, Kentucky. For help quitting, text QUIT KY to 797979.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Time now here on Inside EKU Sports to meet the new EKU volleyball coach, Johnna Fouch. 53 years, 2 coaches, and now you're the 3rd, so quite a legacy to follow with the great Jerry Polvino, who started this program, and then Lori Duncan, who you coached under.
It's a tremendous honor to be here, and I'm excited. And like you said, they've built such a foundation, and there's a huge legacy there, and I'm just looking forward to building on that. And, you know, having coached under Lori Duncan, it's been tremendous to hear about the EKU history and, you know, the history of EKU volleyball. So for me, being able to carry that out with our current players and, you know, who comes next, but also adding a different style of what I've learned in my experiences. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to be here.
You played at San Diego State and had 2 great years where you were honored. You were the Mountain West Setter of the Year. So knowing that you played at that level, how do you translate that to the young women that you have on your team and help them become better volleyball players?
I think for me, I was very visual in learning the game, and I think that's something that our kids will be able to learn from me as well. Is I like to visualize and learn the game and watch film and, you know, dissect the game that we're watching and who we're scouting and whatnot. So I think for our kids to be able to take that into grasp and apply it to their game, it can only be so much beneficial. And so that's something I'm looking forward to, because being at that high level, I trained, you know, with weight training. That was just the mindset that you had to start with. And so, you know, working with John Mike now, trying to figure out our program that we're going to do from here on out. So it starts with training. You know, you wake up, go to class, but you have to have that high level mentality and, you know, carry it through day-to-day aspect of your training schedule, and that only will benefit you in practice and on the court and in competition. So just trying to train our student athletes to get that.
It's different being a head coach than an assistant coach, because the buck stops here. I mean, you deal with it all. Have you already noticed, man, I'm in a different situation than I was the last 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had to be, I guess, the translator for Lori Duncan, and, you know, when she's getting on our kids, you know, trying to relate that in a different way. And since I haven't seen our kids yet, since I've gotten hired, you know, I'm trying to figure it out and, you know, trying to talk to them and figure out, okay, now I have to take a step back and I'm the boss, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
the person that was at the net spiking, it was Catie Kaifes, and she was all conference, very good player. And then Chloe Rojas, a tremendous student athlete, academic All-America. She was the defensive specialist of the year in the OVC her junior year. So you lose two really good players, and you're going to have to find replacements for them.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough replacement, tough to find replacements for them, but we can potentially have 5 kids coming in next year, 2 transfers that I think can add experience, and having potentially 8 seniors next year. And I think that with that leadership and the experience level, but Cassie and Chloe are definitely going to be missed. Hopefully Cassie and Chloe stay around for the beach season, so it'll be nice to still have them in that aspect, but they definitely have done a lot for our program, and I'm sure they'll still be around this next spring. So.
And that leads me to the next question. EKU, like so many schools, everybody adding beach volleyball. It's a short season in the spring, but do you embrace that? Do you think it helps the overall volleyball program at EKU?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it helps because you get to train a lot sooner than most programs. So day one we come back from school, you get 20 hours of contact, and that can only benefit you for the indoor program. And so I think it's going to be a learning experience for our kids, but at the same time, I think it's going to only benefit our indoor game. So no matter how slow we start, but I think it's going to be beneficial for our indoor game for sure.
You grew up in California. You should embrace beach volleyball, right? Did you play it at all?
Yeah, I did. I used to play in all the little high school, and then our college, we used to train on the sand all the time. So that definitely elevated our game and got us to win a conference championship. So.
All right. Congratulations on the job, Johnna. We'll be watching, and good luck throughout the beach and in the regular volleyball season as well when it comes up. Johnna Fouch, the new women's volleyball coach here at Eastern Kentucky. And that does it for another edition of Inside EKU Sports. You can keep up with Colonel Athletics wherever you go on all of our social media platforms that you see right there on the screen. Until next time, I'm Greg Stottlemyre, and as always, go Big E.